have an art of a perfect prompt for email marketing, which is slightly different than what we would be using for, say, an SEO blog. Of course, you'd have your SEO blog already ready to prompt with. You'd have a different objective. You still want to match your style and tone. You have a different call to action, which is to drive traffic to your blog. Your audience should still be the same, but you want to bring performance of previous emails into that. Again, a combination of AI generated content works best for a first draft, and then it takes you into re-prompting. On style, make sure you're adding those things like professional tone, humorous tone, approachable tone, etc. After that first prompt, we're into the re-prompt, and the re-prompt of email marketing is also slightly different. One, AI writes extremely long emails, and length here is key. So you want to ask it to be as clear and concise as possible. You may want to evolve into a series of emails instead of just one email. You need to give feedback like an editor, like I like this, but you need to emphasize this point. This takes too long to get to a key point. You want to modify your subject line so it fits your best practices. Think about reordering. Think about tailoring to pain points. Remove the AI jargon. Don't be afraid to reprompt the entire email, a sentence, or even a word. Never take the first, second, or third outputs. Be a discerning editor and make sure it meets your intended objective. For social media, something quite similar. We have the art of a perfect prompt of where you're using your best post to prompt, again, back to your blog, and bringing in the other objective and previous social messaging guides, personality guides. The important point here is to make sure you tell it what platform you're going to be sharing on, and also limit its character count. It can be long. You want to go with the best character count for what has performed for your brand in the past. Again, we recommend reprompting across all AI tools and combining the best of the reprompt to get yourself into the next phase, which is the science of the reprompt. This you want to check for vocabulary, post length, how it's tailored to your audience, and then start to introduce some of the social only, hashtags, emojis, etc. Now, one question we get asked often is, should I be using AI for social images? Well, this is a good example of how we used AI for a conference I was speaking at last week, Dynamics Con. As you can see, while we prompted with my name, the name of the conference, the logo of the conference, etc., we ended up getting something back that wasn't exactly my doppelganger. I don't know if you can tell the difference between who is presented on the image and myself here. We also got a lot of things spelled wrong, including my name, which we had given it, and Dynamics Con, which we had also given it in various ways. So at this point, you know, we would not recommend AI generated images. This is across quite a few different platforms, not just a single platform. It's something we're continuing to test, but that just shows you that you really need to be paying attention, and that AI is going to give you an answer, but it doesn't mean it's the right answer. So let's just touch on really quickly before we wrap up the perils of AI marketing and why you need to be paying close attention and having that discerning eye. You know, if you haven't been living under a rock or had a really great digital detox, you'll heard of one or more of these headlines. And this makes Clippy very sad. So Clippy has a plea for you. AI is not a critical thinking machine. It's a learning machine, and it's digesting information that isn't always accurate. So it's on you. You're in the driver's seat. You're driving the content. You're driving the strategy. You're driving the brand integrity. You really need to make sure that it reflects your company well, because it can so easily go awry when you're just taking the content that AI generates and putting it out to market. And you spent too much time building your brand to use AI improperly, which can quickly diminish your brand. So please don't be a failed headline that I add to this deck. We only want headlines that make you notorious for all the right reasons. And I'll just leave you with this last food for thought around expanding your AI adoption in the future. Today, we've really talked about the build phase of a campaign, but AI is going both directions into strategy and execution. And you want to be able to use it correctly and think about it strategically. So while it can supercharge your campaign, AI is really only getting you about 40% of the way there. There's a lot of heavy lifting in editorial and iteration stage, which we talked about today. And so it needs human guidance and creativity and guardrails to help make sure that it's meeting your KPIs and your objectives set forth in campaign development. And one last thought. As you're beginning to think of your AI journey of onboarding AI into your marketing, we're helping some Microsoft partners work on more advanced and autonomous marketing. So you can reach way further into your technology stack and way deeper into your buyer journey.